Hey everyone, welcome to our book club. I'm Shannon Galladay, and we are talking about coffee self talk. This is our third book review. We broke this book into four parts, and we are reading, or we're talking about part number three today. So, thank you. If you're joining us live or watching the replay, go ahead and post in the comments. I'd love to say hello to you. And first of all, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you with all of my heart for you for being here. This is my first time ever doing a book club like this. I've learned a lot, and it's been fun to read this book and share thoughts and connect with all of you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. My motivation for reading this book in particular was. Just it's been a really challenging few years for me personally, and I don't want to be in the same place. Like, I mean, I don't even like, I don't want to live in the same house a year from now. I don't want to be at the same income a year from now. I want to make change in my life. And, they say whatever we focus on, that becomes our reality and that grows, right? And so I've been really trying to put my focus on where I want to go instead of the problems, because it's so easy to focus on our problems, focus on what's not going right, and then we get more of that in our life. So if you are like me and you would love to, maybe feel healthier, here's my vision board with all my goals and dreams. If you would like to see results in your health and fitness, or you want to grow your income, or you'd love to live in a new house, or maybe you want to get a new car, or whatever you would like in your life, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So I talk to so many people that stay in the same place, right? It's so easy to get stuck in our current reality and our current life, and then we don't move forward and we don't progress, and we're constantly struggling with the same struggles. Well, the key to moving forward in our life and the key to progressing is everything that this talks about. This Coffee Self Talk book by Kristen Helmstetter has everything we need to progress and move forward. So today we're talking about pages 116 to 174. So I'm going to go ahead and turn to that. And I took some notes. So page 116 starts kind of in the middle of the chapter. So we talked about the last half. So this is chapter 8. And we talked about the other half of this chapter. Well, actually, it's more than half last time in the last video. So if you missed that, go back. So we're starting with point number 8. She's talking about her millionaire minute. And I thought this was really good because it's so easy. Like I say, like if we're stuck in a challenge, raise your hand if you have a current challenge. Yes. Like I think we all do. That's part of being alive, right? We always have challenges. And so our mind throughout the day, just noticing our thoughts, are we focusing on what we want or what we don't want? And I liked how she talked about this is her millionaire minute. So it's an alarm on her cell phone that plays a specific piece of music at a certain time of the day. And she does it several times of the day. And it helps her to get, she says, it's an amazing state of mind, and I live in it all day long. Kind of, sort of, at some moments are stronger than others. Sometimes, during the mundane details of existence, like doing laundry, paying the bills, buying groceries. So even though you're going through these mundane things in your day to day, you can still get into that millionaire minute mindset. And that can pull us forward. It can pull us on where we want to go. I don't know about you. Whenever I do the laundry, I just go into this like, I hate the laundry. I hate the dishes. Why am I doing this? Do you ever get like that? I really don't like that. But getting in the mental mindset of where we want to go, what we want to create, it's so powerful. And we can do that at any time. So she does it 5 times a day at 10, 12, 2, and 4. And so, yeah, I've been working on just even doing it twice a day. And so thinking about, what can you do to get your mindset into the state of, instead of I don't have, thinking of I do have. Like a lot of times we say like I don't have time. Like that's negative self-talk. Like I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have this. And then we get more of that. We get more of what we talk about. And so we've got to talk about where we want to go instead of what we don't want. Okay, so she talks about this. we talked about this before too, is recording your self talk. So record yourself, and you can pick a song in the background. I've done this with the app Think Up, and she talks about, you can just record it on your phone, and you can even do, walk with it. So you have your drink. So we said you could replace coffee for any drink, do your self talk, and move. That's really powerful. Okay, and so when you hear your own voice, it can be weird at first, but as you do it, it becomes more normal. Okay, so she recommended a song called Liquid Flow by Dreaming Cooper. I listened to the song, wasn't a huge fan of the song. So you can pick whatever song that you love, something that's motivating to you, but something that you can put it behind. And so, yeah, but it's like I say, it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to forget where we're going. Like I'm pointing to my vision board, and it's so easy to get stuck in our day to day stuff. Like, I'm so busy. I'm so tired. My job, this, my kids, this, that. Like we're kind of trapped in this stuck mindset, and then we aren't able to progress. So we've got to practice getting our mind into that progressive state. Okay. So she also talked about, adding images, emojis, fonts, underlines, bold, changing our environment. Something I love to do is going outside, when I'm on a walk or on a bike ride or in the mountains. It just elevates my mood and helps me get into a good space. Also doing it, saying out loud, doing a power pose, putting your hands on your hips in a power pose, record it, walk and talk. Um, yeah, and so doing all of the things. Okay, so choose short, snappy sentences. And you can also put post-it notes. So you can put it around your house, do post-it notes, move them every 4 to 5 days. So I'd love to hear from you. Which one would you like to do? For me, I've recorded it and I've put it to music. And so my next step is I would love to do a calendar reminder and just put some alarms, and like I say, we're focusing on what we want, not what we don't want, and who we want to become, not who we are now. So if you're saying, I'm so tired, I'm so stressed, I don't want to be like that. Like that's not who I want to be. And so I don't even want to put that out there. Saying I'm so tired, I'm so stressed. I want to, if those thoughts come into my mind, I want to say, okay, why am I feeling tired and stressed? How can I change that? How can I become energized? And how can I become excited? And how can I, be who I want to become? Okay, so yeah, so she summarizes basically what I just talked about, like deciding what you want your affirmations to be like. Moving on to chapter 9, is she talked about we all have time for this coffee self-talk. The question is really, do we want to feel amazing or not? Do you want to increase your happiness and well-being? Do you want to improve your health and attract a mate or new friends? Do you want to see more opportunities? Do you want to be more successful at work? Do you want to be a better parent? If you answered yes to any of these, then 5 minutes is all you need to get started. Um, and so, even if you're saying, I still don't have time, like I say, do you want to have a different life a year from now? I know for me, I do. And so I've had to make some changes in this past year. Something that I was doing that I just wanted to share is I knew a lot of things I needed to do, but I was what my mentor talks about buffering. So it's so easy to fill up our time with things that just make us busy and make us stressed and take away us from our goals. And we can just fill it up, and then we that's what we become stressed and busy, right? And so I've had to look at my time. Do these things bring me energy? Do these things bring me joy? Do the people I'm surrounding myself with help me become energized and excited and happy? Or, is it making me, because we can either become the best version of us or the worst version of us. And so, anyway, just taking time to think about that. All right. So, the world will truly be a better place. Imagine if every individual improved our own dialogue. If we were giving love and peace and compassion, just imagine what would happen to people in the world. If we took away feeling stressed and busy and tired and overwhelmed, we just took that all away and replaced it with feeling happy and joyful and peaceful and hopeful and goal oriented. Like, just imagine what the world would be like. Okay, so even waking up a little bit earlier, she talks about, just um, and even going to bed earlier. She also has a book called Pillow Self-Talk. I would love to look at that book. I'm really working on my nighttime routine so that I can be more rested and feel better. Okay. So that's all chapter 9. She talks about, if you want to change your life, you have to change your habits. So, what is something that you're committed to showing up and doing during your self-talk every day? So, for me, I want to set alarms and I want to combine it with other things to make it a habit. Think about your morning right now and picture yourself relaxed doing your coffee self-talk. Keep the picture in your mind for a few minutes as you anchor it, smiling, pleased with yourself for taking charge of your life. Um, yeah, and then just showing up every day for yourself. Boosts your self-esteem and your confidence when you're showing up, when you're doing what you say, when you say, keep your commitments to yourself. Okay, so chapter 10. Um, I loved this. So she talks about reframing things for the better. So we can change our perspective on anything we do. And so she gave the example of, saying things we don't like. Like I gave the example of laundry. She gave the example of paying bills. So like, oh, I don't want to pay the bills. I don't want to do the laundry. Or you can even say, I hate doing the laundry. I hate doing the dishes. I hate paying the bills, and you switch it to so these are anything, like, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, like anything you just don't like doing. And we can reframe it. It could, even if you don't like exercise, you don't like eating healthy, you don't like cleaning your house, you don't, whatever you don't like. And because it's a lot of these things we do need to do in our lives. So we need to reframe our brains and saying, like, I love paying the bills, I love doing the laundry. And even if we don't believe it at first, it will help reframe our mindset, and we'll actually have more energy to do whatever we need to do. um, so she talks about, having a shift in her heart, and she didn't feel that anxiety. And she was actually happy to pay her bills. So there's a book she referred to called The Happiness Project. And they also talked about doing this, like changing your mindset to believe whatever you're doing, you can shift your mindset, shift your perspective, and say, I'm happy to do this. Even like exercise, like I get to do this, I get to exercise instead of I have to exercise. And even being around people, like, instead of saying like, oh, I have to be around this person, or I don't want to be around this person, you can say, I get to be around this person. Finding more kindness and love for people. I'm a spiritual person, a religious person, and I believe in our Savior Jesus Christ. And I believe in treating people how He would treat people. And so, even if someone has been wronged me or hurt me, something I'm currently working on is treating people how He would treat people, right? And that's hard to do sometimes. But a lot of times when we hold on to those negative feelings, that negative energy, it's only hurting us. And so filling our heart with love, filling our heart with kindness, then we're able to project that, and we look more lighter, more energized, because we're giving that out. So you can do this with anything, and just imagine the possibilities of saying, I love to do, or I get to do different things. Um, and yeah, so just thinking about that on page 139, talking about what would you write in that comment. What would you do? Something that you don't love doing. I wrote down dishes, laundry, things like that. Okay, so chapter 11, we talk about keeping a healthy mindset by avoiding the news, avoiding things that bring us negativity, think we may have talked about this, but things like the news. I worked in public relations. I was a public relations director. That's my bachelor's degree is public relations. So I know I'm very familiar with the news media because we would, as public relations people, we present news stories to the TV, radio, news people. And so, for example, we would present a news story, something positive, like let's say, and I'm just giving an example. This isn't something I actually pitched, but something like, okay, a firefighter rescued a dog from a rescued a dog from a burning building and it was so amazing, like just like a feel good story versus like the building burned down and 20 people died and it was a catastrophe and it was terrible. Like the catastrophe story would be on the front page versus saving the dog from the fire, right? And so the shocking, the fearful, fear sells. And so that's what's going to be presented on the news. And so staying away from the news, staying away from those negative emotions. And it's getting worse and worse because they're just trying to make it more fearful, more dramatic, things like that. So she talks about when she turned off the news, it increased her clarity, her mindset, creativity, peace, and happiness, and those skyrocketed. Can you imagine if your creativity, peace, and happiness skyrocketed? How incredible would that be? Okay. So also on social media, just being very careful. On social media, being a creator, not a consumer. A lot of times when we're consuming, it can lower our self-esteem because we don't know what people are going through, right? Everyone on social media is putting their best foot forward, showing the best things. I know for me, I personally don't share a lot of my my trials and challenges and things that are really hard for me. I try to be positive, but especially the last few years, I've gone through a lot of really hard things, and it's been really hard for me to be positive. Um, and so, if you're looking at someone and just seeing their highlight reel, then you might, compare yourself and be hard on yourself. But the truth is, we don't know what everyone's going through, right? Um, okay, so I loved on page 145. She says the time that she gained from not using social media, she spent it making herself and her life better. She went on walks, she read books, she wrote, she played with her daughter, she meditated, she daydreamed, she got up and moved more, she danced, she relaxed, and she wasn't wasting a minute because she spent her time improving herself, improving her mindset instead of consuming social media. So thinking of, things that make you feel good. She says, remember, social media can be a great servant, but it's a wicked master. How you use it is up to you. And her spirit shines brighter when she gets the negativity out of her life. Okay, so let's see. Talked about that. Um, Okay, so yeah, most people are motivated by fear, as I mentioned. So this is just a funny story, but so our family and I, we love to run 5K races. And our daughter, I think she was about 9 years old at the time, so she didn't really want to run the race. And she was just walking. Like we're like, okay, we gotta go, let's move. And she didn't want to run. And then all of a sudden, this dog comes behind her and starts chasing her, and she starts running. And so, she was motivated. Like she was motivated because that dog came. And so thinking of, what motivates you? Like if you're going along, and thinking about like what you're motivated, if you're just kind of walking along, going along, it could be you could be motivated by reaching a goal and being excited to reach a goal, or you could be motivated by a fear of what may happen. But just thinking of what motivates you and what yeah, what is motivating you. Okay, sorry, I'm getting a phone call, so I'm getting distracted. Okay, so create more than we consume. Um, and talked about social media and talking about, okay, page 148 is playing the game like James Bond. So instead of, playing the game like a freaked out chicken, she said, playing it as James Bond. So, being confident in where we're going and what we're doing instead of just living in fear and just running in a scared state. Um, Okay, so she talks about magically feeling better instantly by thinking the good, finding the good, looking for the silver linings, the gratitude game, expressing appreciation of anything. Because at any moment we can be grateful, or so we can be happy or complaining, right? So we can express our gratitude or we can express our complaints, and I've seen both. Like, it's so easy. Like, so for example, when you're in the rain, are you grateful for your umbrella, or are you complaining about getting wet? Or are you appreciating the rain because it helps the plants grow? Or are you complaining that it's, ruining your hair? Things like that. So thinking about, are we looking are we looking for ways to be grateful and appreciative, or are we looking for ways to complain? Okay. So, yeah, getting rid of all negative energy, thinking about what we've complained about, like thinking about this past week. What are some things that you've complained about? Finding ways to reduce the negativity, turn off the news, spend less time on social media, surround yourself with uplifting people, be the kind of person you want to be around. And thinking of like what kind of person you want to be around, and then look at all those characteristics. Like I have some over here, like I want to be around people that are setting goals, who are hardworking, who are honest, who's a good friend, fun, happy, giving, serving others, following Christ, clean, organized, goal, easygoing, problem solver, doesn't complain, positive, team player, likable, energetic, resilient. So then I look in the mirror and I say, am I those things? And I know I can definitely improve on a lot of those things, but thinking, am I the person I want to be around? Um, Okay. So, and also, spend more time creating memories than watching things happen. So, that is part one of the book. We just go into it a little bit on part two, where she gives scripts. So, chapter 12, she gives some scripts. So like a magical life. So this is a script to have a magical life. And so you can actually just, take these scripts and use them yourself. She said, what is a magical life? It's a life that feels expansive, full of bliss, and amazing. Um, I'm not sure what that word is. Synchronicities pop up around every corner. It's waking up feeling jazzed, curious, and bright. It's living in a nearly constant state of wonder and awe, noticing more textures and brilliant colors everywhere you look. You'll be amazed at nature and how vibrant you feel. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. And so she has, I have an abundance of time. Like instead of saying, I don't have enough time, I don't have time, that's kind of an anxious, worried, fearful phrase. We say, I have an abundance of time. Something I say is, I have enough time to do everything that I want to do. Um, so anyway, I love these scripts. So basically, chapter 12 and 13 give scripts. So, chapter 12 and then chapter 13 talks about we are what we repeatedly do. So, Will Durant on Aristotle said that. So, we can have our coffee self talk on losing weight, finding a mate, increasing our income. We talked about this a little bit. Just being very specific in our words and our thoughts. And it's easier said than done. It's easy to say, I want this life, and then we have to look at our thoughts. We have to look at, like, are my thoughts helping me get to where I want to go? Am I, it doesn't match up. Like if I'm saying, I want to have peace in my life. That's something for me. I want to have peace. I want to have love. So am I doing things that bring peace and love and harmony? Or am I doing the opposite? Like I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling tired, and I've been in both states. Um, so finding ways to find more of that in our lives. So making a list of the things that you want to change in your life, like we talked about at the beginning. I'd love to hear in the comments, what are some things that you would love to change a year from now? What do you want to have different in your life? And then write down why you want that, because it's pretty much automatic. Like, you set a goal, and then right away, at least this happens to me, I set a goal, and then automatically I think of all the reasons why it won't work out. Do you do that? Like, I think that's our human brain, that we're thinking, okay, I'm too busy, I'm too tired, this won't work out. So, what helps us actually reach the goal is having a compelling why. So we have to have a really, really strong why. And so she talks about, why is it important for you to reach your goal? You might think of reasons involving your health or your energy or feeling better. You might think about how breaking a bad habit will impact your family or your finances. But why is it important to you? I know for me, I really am working on my mindset. I want to have a positive, forward focused mindset. I've had it before and I've seen a lot of success in my life, and I would love to get back there. I know during the pandemic, it was really stressful, and I did go into a negative. I think a lot of us went into a negative mindset, and I'm working on getting back there. It's important to me because I want to stay home. I want to work from home. I don't want to go back to work. Last year, I went back to work for the first time in 10 years, and I don't want to do that again. I want to grow my online business. I want to help more people online. Um, I love the flexibility. I love making an impact. I love creating a life on purpose, things like that. So, okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's see. So yeah, become the person who believes in yourself. And when you're the first person that needs to believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, then you can believe in others. And if you're not believing in yourself, then we've got to work on that first. So visualize yourself succeeding. Visualize what you want. So that here's a script for good habits, creating good habits. Um, and you can add that to music as well. Okay, so that's it. We made it through chapters 1 through 13. The last few chapters are more scripts, so more ideas, more scripts on, fitness and weight loss, health and longevity, healing, wealth, success, prosperity, finding an awesome mate. Basically, any goal that you want, you can find it in one of these scripts. And so, getting in the state of, believing that it's possible, and not just saying it, but truly believing it. That's where the magic happens. So, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I love you, and I'm here to help you. So, if you haven't already, I would love to book a call with me. I'm doing free 15 to 20-minute calls to help you overcome anything that's holding you back from reaching your goals. I'm working on my master coach certification right now, and I'm getting a lot of hours of practice, and I would love to talk to you to help you with any of your goals that you are currently working on. And so I will put up a poll in our Facebook group, and I would love to hear from you. If for our last call, so we just have one more call, or I call this a call, one more video, or we can do a Zoom call. So I'll put a poll in our Facebook group. I'd love to hear from you. Would you love to do a Zoom call with everyone? If so, we'll find a good time next week. If not, if you like just watching these videos, I know a lot of people catch the replay, and that's totally okay as well. I know a lot of us are busy. It's a busy time with summer and a lot of fun things happening. So I'll put that poll up in the group, but I hope you're doing well and hope you're enjoying this coffee self-talk and you are noticing the differences in your life to improve your mind and to transform your life. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.